Hi, and welcome back to NetZeroTv. Today we're going to be doing an inspired look by Jennifer Lawrence. And we're going to start off by priming her eyes. Carly already has her foundation set up and ready to go, so we have that going. So we're going to jump right into eyes. I'm going to grab a little bit of Shadow Insurance by Too Faced Cosmetics in Champagne. Set some on my hand. And we're just going to grab our fingertips and apply it throughout the eye. So now that we finished applying the eyeshadow primer on both eyes, we're going to start off by applying a pencil. This was Phone Number by MAC Cosmetics, and it's an eye kohl. It's a gunmetal type color. It's a dark gray, so I'm going to use that as a base to really make sure that color pops. So I'm going to begin by applying it on the lash line. You don't have to worry about doing it perfectly, just get it on there. And then you're more than welcome to use your fingertips, or I'm going to use a synthetic brush. And this one's a MAC brush as well. I can't remember. I think it's maybe 252. But I'm working the product and I'm moving it all around, just making sure it's distributed. And just work it all the way up to your crease. And we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. So grab your product, apply it to your lash line. We're going to do the same thing underneath the eye area as well. Yep, and just run it through her lash line. Grab your synthetic brush and blend that out. Now that we have a great base, we're going to grab, this is from the Urban Decay Naked palette, and I'm going to grab the color called Gunmetal. And I'm just grabbing, this is a Monda brush in 530, so it's basically like a dome fluffy brush that you want to grab, and I'm grabbing the color Gunmetal. And you're going to start where you began with your pencil, and you're going to start blending that out. Remember to just circular motions and work your way through. Now that that's done, I'm gonna grab another fluffy brush. You just wanna make sure it's nice and clean. This one's a Morphe brush and it's in M407. And I'm just gonna go back around the edges and make sure that it's soft and blended. We're going to proceed by grabbing some lashes. These are 605s and there are Monda lashes as well. So when you apply lashes, you can always go back to one of the tutorials that we had done and applying lashes, but you definitely want to make sure to measure the lash. I'm just grabbing it. I do it about the width of the brush out, maybe a little bit closer than that, but you can use that as a general guide. And for Carly's lashes, we definitely need to trim it a little bit. So I'm just grabbing a pair of shears or scissors, and then I like to cut the longest part out. So short to long. This is the longest part we're going to cut out on that area. Now I'm just waving my lash around for the glue to get a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky. If it's too wet, then it just moves around way too much and I can't really control it. Grab myself a pair of tweezers to make sure I can maneuver my lash in place and really close to the lash line. Heavy clip a little bit and look down for it. And I'm just going to begin by placing it on the inner part of her eye. Pressing it down as I go to the lash line. And then I'm just gonna grab the tweezers and make sure that it's pressed all the way down to her lash line. Okay, now that they're nice and applied, I'm gonna grab a black eyeliner. Make sure it's nice and sharp. And this one's engraved by MAC Cosmetics and it's a PowerPoint. So we're gonna grab eyeliner and just put it on the waterline. Really get in between the lashes. So now that we've had that smoky effect, we can kind of work on making it a little bit more of a pop. So I'm going to begin by grabbing Shroom, which is a nice shimmery, more of a satin finish actually, eyeshadow. And this is a 213 brush from MAC Cosmetics. I'm going to go right below her brow bone. And I really like Shroom just because it just creates a sheen on the skin without making it look like too white or anything like that. It makes it look really natural but shiny. I'm gonna grab that same color and just pop it in the inner tear duct. Follow it on the lash line, connecting everything. And then I'm gonna grab Mulch, which is a brown shimmery color, fluffy brush, and I'm going to combine Shroom and the gunmetal color that we had placed. So right at the edge of where gunmetal ended, we're going to carry that on. And then from the same Naked palette that we grabbed gunmetal from, I'm going to grab the following color, which is Creep, and in the same fluffy brush that we just used. I'm grabbing that color, I'm placing my finger on the edge, close your eye, and I'm just going to grab right where her lash line's at, that V corner, just to add a little more depth. I'm going to add more of that color in there. If you move your brush back and forth, you're diffusing the color, which is great. And if you want a little bit more color, what you can do instead of blending it back and forth, you just press it on there. And that's really going to saturate the color. All right, and with the same eyeliner that we had used as a base, I'm going to actually follow her lash line on the top as well. And this is just going to get rid of that false lash strip. Just going to blend that out. So this is a Monda brush in the 210, and it's just a short, stiff brush, enough to just diffuse the line that I created without making it any wider. All right, I'm going to grab my Beauty Blender, which is already damp. Don't forget to dampen it. Look all the way up for me. Smooth that out. And I'm grabbing a 266 brush from MAC with a Makeup Forever Aqua Brow and number 25, I believe. And with this, I'm just going to follow the way her hair is growing. So if her hair is growing up, I'm going to go up. If hair's going down, we're going to just follow that. So another really pretty thing about Jennifer Lawrence's makeup look is that there's a lot of drama in her eyes, but it's still nice and subtle on the cheeks. So I'm grabbing Trace Gold from MAC Cosmetics as well, and it's a bronzy shimmery color. So it's still going to add attention to her cheeks, but without being a lot of color. Doing a little bit of highlight underneath her eyes. It's gonna help brighten up underneath her eye area, and then when we add concealer as well, it sets that in place. And I'm just gonna add a shimmery highlight from Becca Cosmetics as well. Just gotta finish it off with a little bit of gloss. And because we do want this to be a red carpet look, we're just gonna add a liner and we are set. So this is a Whirl is from MAC Cosmetics as well. So by lining the lips, that finishes up our Jennifer Lawrence inspired makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you keep watching our videos here on NetZeroTv. See you back next time.